Hi, Hiro Fuji here from KendoGuide.com, and I really am happy because my patrons now 8 people. After the last video, while I'm not working and while I was at work, 2 people became patrons. I'm very happy. I really appreciate that. So if you have if you like my work, if you have some money to spend, like $1 or $2 per month, please consider to be my patron so I can keep this work going. Okay, I have talked about tradition, and I'm sorry, I don't have my headset today, microphone, because I couldn't find the headset. So I don't know how this turns out. Let me know if you. Probably I can hear that later, but maybe too noisy. Okay, tradition, Kendo with or without tradition, and I had some comments on what is Kendo without tradition, and it is true. What is Kendo without tradition? To me, the people, those who think, who is attracted to this tradition part of Kendo, probably they think, what is Kendo without tradition? But this is the fact, right? It is the fact that there are some people think drawing sword to teach Kendo. I mean, it's not a real sword, imitation, right? Iaito with no blades, right? Drawing out. This is how you should be drawing our shinai, because this is how you draw out your sword. And then people think, oh, that's not Kendo. And why it's not Kendo? It's traditionally Kendo is from, or it's not traditionally, it is from samurai swordsmanship. That's why we have things a certain way, following what samurai used to do. How we bow, for example. Now, International Kendo Federation, I believe, a long time ago, about 20 years ago, I was young back then, and I realized, and I was told that now all Japan, International, all Japan. Anyway, that the mother organization of Kendo decided to bow both hands together, right? And at my dojo, when I was a kid, that is not how I was learned. I learned how to bow left hand first and right hand next, and right hand first and left hand, left hand back. So left hand right, right hand left. But now at the same time, both hands together. Okay. Traditionally, okay, we bow to our sitting bow. I'm talking about sitting bow, right? Left hand first and right hand. That's because you can grab the sword with your right hand and draw out. Grab your sword and just start drawing out. Okay? That's why we bow from we put our left hand first. That's what I learned. Okay? That's the instruction what I got from our sensei. It is tradition. Both hands at the same time. I don't know the reasoning behind it. Maybe we no longer have to do it because we don't have to draw out our sword because it's shinai. Okay? I don't know. I don't know why it's being decided that way. Okay? But traditionally, if we derive from Kendo, derive from samurai swordsmanship, we should carry our sword. No, we should bow left, right, left. Okay. But I always teach 2 ways to my students, because people, again, like I said, 2 main streams, right? Kendo with tradition, Kendo without tradition. What is tradition, you may ask? So this is very controversial. We have to define traditional Kendo first if we want to talk about it, right? Like even how to bow, and how we sit as well. Left knee down first. Why is it? And if you don't know why, I mean, tradition is passing along from generation to generation. Maybe it's not necessarily they are told reason why we do this way, because it is tradition. But it's good to know why. That's why we've been studying Kendo, man. Especially, I study a lot of books because I want to tell my students why. And what the reason why we sit on from the left foot. Do you know how I learned? I learned it from Iaido. Back to the origin. This is why we sit from the left foot. Right? Saza, uki. Left foot first and right foot when you come up. Okay? So I don't know how many people out there know about it, but and then it is important to carry this tradition somehow, even if you don't know why. Some people think, not some people, many people think, we don't know why we do this way. It's not logical. It's not effective. Let's do this in that way or this way. Instead of changing things around. Probably you remember, or I don't know if you ever know about this. Putting manual, it is very hard for little kids. So, some company invented Velcro. Did I pronounce it right? Velcro. We call it magic tape in Japanese. So, it's magic. Without strings. It didn't do well. I mean, some people use that because it's easy, right? But it didn't become a mainstream because I believe we wanted the tradition going. And it's good for how to make a bow at the back of your head. It takes time to learn. But learning using your fingers is pretty good. And of course, Velcro, I think it gets really loose, and it's probably very dangerous when it gets loose, And of course, if you can't tie your main himo is string, tight enough, it comes loose, but not, it doesn't all of a sudden it goes, fell off, right? So, making a bow at the back of the head, or at the back, right? It looks like it's not necessary, but it's great to have, use motor skill. All right, and back then, of course, we didn't have Velcro, and the himo is the only way to tie up, tie. So that's how it probably, I'm guessing, right? Probably that's how we start doing this. Okay, but I think it's a good tradition, all right? And people can learn how to coordinate your fingers. You have to use your imagination. A lot of things, it takes time, but that's why you have to use your brain. You have to use your fingers, all right? It's a good thing. Okay, if we just simplify everything in Kendo, which is, I don't think Kendo becomes really, I don't say it's sport, but Kendo becomes not Kendo, non-Kendo, that's all. A lot of things we didn't learn from teachers, unfortunately. I don't know a lot. I mean, I don't know every single things why we do things certain ways. It's just from generation to generation. This is how you do it. I tie my door differently from anyone I know. Probably I am 100 sure that I tie my do differently from majority of people, unless those senpai kohai, my kendo mates back in Japan who learned kendo from the same teacher when we were kids. We do the same thing, but none of them, since I went to New Zealand first, that's 1993, I've never seen people tie their dog my way. So, and then this funny thing is, I learned why we do the same, the reason why we tie in the way we do from Miyazaki Sensei. When he came to US in 2011, he never told us. I don't know why he tells people direct the people. He is a very kind person. I'm not complaining about it. He doesn't tell his direct students, right, why we do certain ways, but he tells non-direct students why we do certain things in a certain way. And then, because I translate for him, and then he was explaining why we tie this way. And I learned that's because it is easier when you sweat a lot. When you sweat a lot, himo, strings, get really, of course, it's really wet. And when it gets wet, it gets tightened. If you have experienced this, it's really hard to untie. But apparently, right, I don't know the other way, so I don't know. Right? Apparently, when I get really sweat, it's easier to pull out like that. To be honest with you, when I was junior high school or high school, when I sweat a lot in summer and everything, the himo, door himo, it's really wet. Okay, when you go like that, it goes. The sweat, right? Sweat from himo string throughout, like that, splash, that wet. And if it's that wet, it's really hard to pull out. So I don't know, but that's what he said. Okay, so I want you to think about those things. I'm sure we're losing a lot of traditions even now in Kendo, and to be able to gain this tradition back, probably we should start learning Iaido as well, because that's what we originated, and how you carry your sword as a shinai, right? But Iaido, they have certain way to carry their sword. Of course, if from different schools, all schools, they have their own way, but Iaido, they have their own way to they have a way to carry their sword when they're not fighting. So I don't know, guys. We really have to decide. Kendo truly simplified a lot of things because simple. We don't have a skeleton. So I don't know, guys. I don't know how much we should be simplifying, how much we shouldn't. So this is another question for you. All right. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.